So a command group would be a group that is a formal organizational or hierarchical group concerned with specific aspect of organizational functioning. And we're looking here at, for example, a single command group consisting of a national director, British operation, a manager for southern area, manager for central, manager for northern area. So this is a formal group with some specifically designated leader. And in this case, we're looking at a group which has two command groups. So this person is a member of two different command groups. So if we look at this, so here's one command group, full command group. This is partial command group without the leader being there. And here we have a second command group. So this person is leading this group, whilst this person is also accountable to the regional director. A committee consists of a representative of a cross-section of the organization. So where inclusion comes into play is where we're trying to ensure that the committee is really representative. And if it is highly representative, it means that people are taking decisions on behalf of their own peers within the groups. And if so, then the decisions which are made are also valued and owned by the members of the committee. The members from which the committee members draw, the group or the team from which the committee members draw. So if we're looking at cross-sectional representation, then we're looking at committees rather than task forces. The committees generally have some decision-making powers also. They deal with recurrent problems. And so they are usually on a continuing basis, excepting that we are now having two different types of committees. One which is looking at although recurring organizational problems, they might be temporary, and one which exists possibly to the life of the organization, and they are renewed and rejuvenated from time to time. The point I made about commitment there, so that if the committees are really as representative as they should be, then organizational decisions, when implemented, will be effective. So we could have organizations' decisions which are implemented, but of course they do not become a part of the organization. In other words, they would not be institutionalized. So the institutionalization of decisions means that the decisions become a part and parcel of the operation and not just as an obstacle. And so the organization returns to normality. So because the implementation of decision means that you're actually implementing change. And with change, even though the change is implemented, we can't see the smoothness. It's as though this is something new. So looking from the outside, I should realize that a change has taken place. I should see everything running smoothly. Everyone should be taking things in their stride. Now, it won't happen.